What's up, guys? It's KingDaddyDMAC, and welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity. That's right. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty excited because we got a lot of fun things planned. Today. Yes. Let's check out how things are going first before we get moving along. I'd like to hook our quarry back up today. All of our farms here seem to be doing well. How's our tree farm doing? We haven't checked on this guy in a while. Not bad. 19,000 coal from really a little minor setup. And this is what's powering all of our sludge going on over here still. How you doing, sludge? You doing all right? Oh, don't want to get poisoned. Don't want to get any poison. Let's put our helmet back on. All right, cool. So, last episode, real quickly, we got our mushroom farm set up. It's been pretty cool. It's been going well. We've been getting plenty of spider eyes and just having tons and tons of power. Tons of power, all the power. I think we should be able to set up a quarry again. We can knock all this stuff out because all the potions finished moving over. So we set up last time the mushroom farm, which has been doing great. I put in a few more cows, and yeah, they've been good little cows. You've been good little cows? You've been making all the poopy? Yes, poopy was the magic ingredient for us to get all the mushrooms to grow. I've yet to see the comments about other alternative mushroom farms. This does seem to be doing well, but I'm excited to see from last episode. So if you haven't commented about that yet, please feel free. I challenge to look for other alternative methods. But yes, that's doing all great, all wonderful. We should have plenty of power. Right now, I still have the potion generators turned off. But we have so many potions stocked up that we should be all good. Yes, we want to get our quarry set back up now that we have all the power. Super cool. So we're still using the Speed 1 upgrade. It's not too impressive, but I think we should be able to upgrade it pretty soon. I started off this quarry and then I had stopped it when I realized I didn't have enough power. But we should be all good in the hood to start this baby back up. Let's see, ignore redstone signal. Sweet. So how you doing? Block scan, going through it. I think we should add some more upgrades to it real soon. Man, look at all that power out. It's crazy nutballs, but when we throw on all the potions, and yes, and it will get from this one, just this one generator alone, over 5,000. It's craziness. I love it so much. Okay, so Today, I want to finally set up the cobble gen. I want to do it. I've already been working on it. I'm a little exhausted from working on it, to be honest with you. But we're going to get this going. It takes a while to make the 8 times compressed cobblestone. It's not a super quick thing. But I've been able to get up to, thus far, up to sextuple. It's hard not to laugh when looking at that. Sextuple, which is the 6 times compressed. So we have 2 more to do. And I'm doing it all through Steve's Factory Manager. I don't know that it's the quickest way, but it's definitely the most compact way to do this. This is just consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. I could do it in even 3, but I'm having to do 4. But pretty much everything in between the main cobble here, and this will be the 8 times, everything else is just stored in this one chest, and it's doing all the auto crafting for us. It's pretty crazy nutballs. Why don't we do the last few steps together? Alright guys, so here we are, Steve's Factory Manager. I'm not an expert at this, but I know enough how to use it. I definitely have plenty of complaints. Not in a bad way complaints, but like stuff that I wish it had. In any case, so again, we have all of our stuff in here. It's a good idea to clear out your inventory as much as possible when working on this. I'll show you why in a moment. But we're going to grab one of the sextuple that we have in here. Oh. Oops. Okay, then we'll grab 2 of them that we have in here. In any case, I've got up to, as you can see, the 6th time going. We have our trigger. This is the thing that's going to activate it. I'll just go through each of these real quick. We have interval. It's going to go every 1 second. And then the connections. I have them on interval. Yeah, that's what you want, on interval. And this is basically going to say activate. So every second is going activate, 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 activate. Okay, do the craft. Now, this flow stuff that I have going here, all that does is it splits this single guy into two separate things. So when this goes activate, activate, it's going to then split it to two more flow things, which is going to do it for each of the different times compressed cobbles. So we have to make it activate all the way through. This isn't meant to be a tutorial on Steve's Factory Manager. I just want to show you what I'm doing here. Now, for each of the things, it's pretty repetitive, so it's not important. I don't think that I show you every one. But if we want to go to the 7 times, and by the way, organization is very key when doing this, when you have complex stuff like this, because this is doing, we're going to have up to 8 different types of recipes. So what I recommend, and I've liked, is to create new command groups. So you can have a sub page within the page. So immediately the first thing I'm going to do is rename it. Our next one up is going to be 7 times compressed. So we'll just name it times 7 and hit save. Pretty cool. And let's go into this command group thing. Okay, so now we got a new thing. Now you're going to want to create a node. What this is going to do is just make a little hub thing on the previous group so that we can see it. See, now it has that little hub thing, and that's so that we can connect it over here to what is the trigger, the flow, which is just connecting it to the trigger. So let's go back inside of it. We've got our node. Then from there, we're going to want a create input. We're going to want a craft, because that's the whole point of why we're doing this, is to craft up the cobblestone. And then we're going to do an output. You always have to have an input and output, from what I understand. Now, what I wish they had is something where you could just like right click and say copy group, and then I could have just done this whole thing in like 30 seconds, but you got to do each one individually. So anyway, the node's handled. We did that. Next is going to be the input. We got to tell it what inventories we want. Now, it's really cool. This shows us all the different inventories we have here. And I was very specific to use different things so I could really quickly see what was going on. The skystone chest, that doesn't have a little picture, but we can still see what it is. It also tells you exactly like where it's located, the coordinates. So anyway, skystone chest. Okay, so we've got that selected. That's all we have to do for inventories. Target, that's just saying where in the chest to pull out of. We're going to pull out the top, and then you got to hit activate every time to activate that it's doing to the up. Okay, and then items. Now, this is where having stuff in your inventory can be pretty useful, because right here you could type in cobble and see how many. Look at 5. It looks through everything in NEI. And look at, after typing cobble, it's still got 564 things to search through. So a cool tip, if you have it in your inventory, you can just type in .inv. And if you don't have a lot of things, I only have 11 things, right away, bam, it's in my inventory. So that's all I had to do there. Now we're going to right click on it, and I want to specify the amount because it takes 9 of these to get to the next level. So, and we're almost done, guys. I'm sorry for those of you that don't like to see this. That's now set up to do 9. So when I look at it again, it's 9. Okay. So that's everything in the input. Then we have the crafter. The crafter has to say what it's crafting. Once again, the thing that it's in the inventory, I want to click on it, and I'm going to type in .inv. And then now it selects it. Now here, see how this, if we had one sextuple would make 9 quintuple. Well, if we do all of them, and I said that there has to be a full 9 before it could do the craft. And it's nice how it stays there after you do the 1. Okay, and now that's going to make the 7 times, which is the septuple. Cool. So that's all I had to do there. Priority, I have it on crafts before moving on all these, so hopefully that is the correct thing. And then we want it to output to that same skystone chest. Bam. Cool. So that is everything that you have to do for there. And then finally the output. The output, all we're doing is selecting the inventory, skystone chest, target, up. You have to do this for every single one. And we can leave this now on blacklist because we already specified it on the input. So for here, we can leave it on blacklist and say, and that basically means we're blacklisting nothing. So that is done. And you can see right down here in the command, we're in a subfolder. It's just like opening up a folder on your desktop, and it's a folder within your desktop. Now we got to connect these all. So you just click here and then drag it and then left click again. Bam. So we're done. It's that simple. And then we can go back and we can see right here we got the 7 times compressed. Now this flow guy, I know it's a little confusing to see what's going on for the little things. Basically the 6 times, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6. This one will be the 7. So I'm going to click on it and then connect it to the 7. That's all. Oh, and you know what? I should have stopped with this trigger while I was doing it. I don't think it's a good idea to have that going. That disconnected it, so now everything stops. So now that does the 7. Now we don't have an 8 times compressed cobblestone yet. We have 3 septuples, so we got to get to the 8 times one, and this is going to be the first one that changes. So all these were the same except for the crafting recipe that I put was different. That's the only thing that's different. So like for instance in this one content, this is the 5 times. In the crafter we can see the crafting, these are the 4 times that go into the 5 times. So it's the same thing, you just put the different thing for the crafting. Awesome. Now I did do something a little different for the 1 times. We'll look at that in a moment, but let's get the 8 times done because this is going to be a little different as well. We're not doing skystone chests for each one. So we're in the main thing. We're going to do group. Let's name it. Now instead, I could wait till I got the 8 times if I wanted to make it easy on that searchy thing. But we're not going to do that this time. Okay. So again, node. And then the output finally of the craft is going to go to the barrel. And for this one, I'm gonna set a whitelist on this one. A whitelist only for that guy. Now, because I did that whitelist there, I can probably take off the what it's moving in the input. You can choose either or, but I'm going to leave that is and have it on both and see what happens. All right, so those are all connected. That's the 8 times. And finally, we can connect this 8 times 1. So that was 6, 7, 8's going to go right there. Unfortunately, they don't have flows that have the like, you can't choose the exact ones. So, bam. And let me show you how the flows work. So the flow controls right there. If you click it, you can choose here whether you want 2 inputs. You could do collector 5 inputs. So that's what that would look like. Or you could do it on the bottom side and up to 5 outputs like that. So pretty neat. You want to delete something, you can throw it right in there. All right, so we have 50 total commands going on. We can put our trigger back up and hopefully it doesn't explode on us. It should never explode. But that's going to take probably some time for us to get to even the 7 times compressed. We still need 6 more of the 6 times. So anyway, let's take a peek real quick into the 1 times. This is the only one I did a little bit weird. And this is where I didn't really care for it that much. I was trying to find a way, because with the 1 times, every time it goes off in that interval, every 1 second it does 1 craft. Well, I wanted to find a way that I could kind of multiply that, so it was going like 10 times per interval, then, you know, even up to 64 times per interval. So with this, I have it splitting on the node, so the trigger's going, it's splitting the trigger. I hope this is what it's doing. It seems like it is splitting to there. So this is multiplying it times 8 before it flows back into our input for the 1 times. Hopefully that made sense to you. but that's all this is doing, is multiplying the trigger. I'm pretty happy with it. It seems like it's going pretty fast. I mean, as you can see in here, it seems like it's going about as fast, if not even a little bit faster than what we're doing for producing the cobble, which you can't argue with that. And look at all the world interactions. I know it doesn't look like it's going that fast, but it's going so fast that it can't even, like, remove it. In fact, let's switch this off and just look at it. Like, look at how fast that's going down. Now, other ways, if you're not into Steve's Factory Manager and that was extremely confusing to you, let me show you another way that you can do auto crafting. All right, guys, I think I have just about everything all set up. This next way that I'm going to show you to do it, it's using the extra utilities way, which I think is worth noting because these blocks, these compressed cobblestone, are all extra utilities. That's what the mod it's added from. So this is kind of the intended way to do it from the mod author. But in any case, we are going to try out also using these new types of pipe, rationing pipe. I have used these in the past, and I have showed them in the series a little bit. Let's throw down that there, and this should be, look at that, instantly filled up because I put a stack and speeds. We're going to put the next part of this right down here. Let's do it right in the middle. Super cool. Let's grab another transfer pipe right there. And let's put the same amount of upgrades into there, so it should be an even inflow-outflow. Just like so. Cool. So we're going to go off of this using rationing pipes. What the rationing pipes do is they will, if the inventory has a stack already in it, it won't put any more. So we have got to line up chests over here. Let's see, 1 away, 2 away, right here. And we have to line up 9 chests. I chose skystone chests just because they don't have an incredibly big inventory. And in case there was a block above, I always like doing this trick. You can still open the chest. So pretty cool. So anyway, let's knock this out. I should stop setting down wood things when I don't have an axe. All right, so let's do the rationing pipe now. And this will make it so that we will only have 1 stack in each chest. So it will be even. And you know what? This might be faster without the rationing pipe, but then you get stuck with all the rest of the inventories full of cobble that you're never going to use. So in any case, from this, if you make this multi-block structure with the chests, then throw on a crafting table, and then we throw on another transfer node. And in this transfer node, if we put a world interaction upgrade, look at that. That's an auto crafter. That right there alone is an auto crafter. So we can then set this here, and that's going to fill up with compressed cobblestone. Now I'm curious to see if we were to put, remember like all the liquid upgrades, if you put a stack of them in, does it go faster? It doesn't seem like it's going faster. So I think just 1 is good enough. So we'll put just 1, and instead let's see if doing a stack upgrade and speed upgrades makes a difference. So we have that going in, same speed. If we do the stack upgrade, is that going to craft a stack at a time? I'm not seeing it craft a stack at a time. It's still going the same speed. Okay. What if we did speed upgrades? That made a difference. Let's take out the stack and leave the speed upgrades. Yeah, that seems like it's the biggest deal. Let's put this back in with the speed. Yeah, so it's still doing 1 at a time, it seems like. But that definitely made a difference. And if we were to load it with speed upgrades, it would probably go faster. Okay, interesting. So this is, it's a fairly big setup, but it doesn't require much for power or anything. It's really easy to make. You can use any chests you want. If you're going to use vanilla chests, you got to go chest, trap chest, chest, and do that fashion. But anyway, okay, so we have this now all going to that other ender chest. What if we were to take this ender chest and input it into this thing? All right, so what happens when I do this? Is that going to flip out? It makes it go a lot faster. What if I do a stack at a time and add some speed upgrades so we'll be able to keep up? Oh! It's flipping out, but it seems like it's going. And we should be able to get to our goal faster. Oh! And another thing I forgot to say. This is kind of an important one. You want to put an item filter in here. See, compressed cobblestone, so that way this chest only is getting compressed cobblestone. I don't know if that's built into this now. But, yeah, I'd recommend that. To make sure that you only get the compressed going through. Now, the reason for that is if there was ever 2 cobblestone that went in the crafting thing and it went through, it would, yeah, it would make stone sticks and start making stone sticks into your craft. So very important to note. Oh man, I just figured out how to make this thing so much faster. And right now we are pumping in the cobblestone, the compressed cobblestone from the other guy as well. And look at how well it's keeping up. It's crazy. And I'm pretty sure I know how to make this way faster and what you have to do. So what I did is I took before I had all those crazy flow things in the 1. Well, I changed that now so that the 1 doesn't have all that craziness. And it's important also to notice that in the crafter for this one, you have to do crafts before moving. Very important for this first step where it's got the inventory of the deep store. So anyway, so look at the craziness. The new tab, craziness. Craziness is basically what used to be the 1. And I even tried adding the 2, but then I realized I can just have from the trigger going to this, then this one is the one, it's splitting up all the different flows, then going to an output node, which is the same as the input node. We hadn't done that before, but now is an output node. So by doing that and having it, it's just doing like crazy triggers, 9 triggers at a time. I mean, this is really crafting fast. And still, just in a 3-block thing. It's nuts, guys. So we're almost there. We have 7 times. I'll come back right before we get to the 8 times. My goodness. All right. So I ended up going to bed. This is about, I don't know, maybe like 6 hours. 6 hours later from when we last recorded. Let's take a look how things are going. Oh my goodness, we have 2 8 times compressed. That's insane. That is insanity. I know, we got it. I'm so happy. I did really quickly. I made one minor change to the craziness one. Added in another double flow. I tried it with a 5 times flow, splitting it up. And you know what? This absolutely does make a huge difference the more times you split this up. And all that's doing, again, is multiplying the trigger more and more times. That makes a huge difference. It goes a lot faster, but you got to be very careful because it does hurt the server CPU or your game CPU. It lags it out like crazy. It went up into, for the overall, it was saying like, for the MS, when I did it the split 5 times, it said something like a couple hundred there. And it's never supposed to go above 50. So I changed it back down to 2, but it made it go a lot faster. I added in even more of these things, crafting them. And it still, I think, is sucking it out. And I added in another one, creating the cobble gen. Look at that, and it's still crafting them faster than I'm making them. It's so crazy. And look at, we already have another septuple. So, I mean, I'm thinking I'll probably, in a 24-hour period, probably get 3 or 4 of them. So that's pretty good. So what on earth have I been using these for? Look at them. They almost look black. It's so crazy. Each one is 43 million cobblestone. 43 million. You can take them. You can craft them back into the 7 times. Now, I do want to point out the 7 times and the 8 times, they're both invulnerable to withers. Like, you can trap a wither in them. So it's pretty neat. But what we're using them for, more importantly, if we go use, we want to smelt them down into blocks of bedrockium. Yeah, pretty cool. So let's try this out. All right. And we have 2 blocks of bedrockium. Oh man, do you remember this from last season? It's so heavy. It gives you slowness. What is that? 4? 3? No, that would be 4. That would be 4. Slowness 4. Oh man. Now, our wither and armor, see, when I walk backwards, it shows you go so slow. But, wyvern, whatever, our armor still lets us walk super fast, so that's cool. Oh man, it's a block of bedrockium. It's really cool. It's a pretty neat looking block. I do have to say. Oh, crud. Oh no. That's not good. I should not have set that down. Oh, crud. Oh my goodness, that took forever. Forever. Remind me never to do that again. Ever. Don't set them down. They take so long to break. That would be such a good prank on someone. I switched over tools just in case they had like some type of crazy break level. The normal stuff wouldn't. Anyway, let's not do that again. Let's put these. You can convert them back into Bedrockium Ingots. We have 18. That's so craziness, and that's so awesome. Now, what can we craft with this? One of the most important things, and the reason why I went and did this, is I want to be able to make Bedrockium drums. I think for the size, it's got one of like the best like amounts of capacity of anything in the game. So let's see if we can make this. Look at that, Bedrockium drum. Or 65 million millibuckets. Craziness! Alright, so we should be able to fit all of this, and then some into this one drum. Check this out. Like, I don't even think this number of drums is going to scratch the surface on this guy. You emptied out yet, bro? Alright, all emptied out. Emptied out all of them. All of them. Alright, this drum's still doing super awesome. Look at that. It's got so much to go, so we don't really have to worry about the essence storage. And as we get more liquids, we're trying to phase out lava, but this is also perfect if you're trying to focus on lava for power gen. Really good, and this is also going to mean that we're going to be able to start sucking out liquids when we do quarries to get a whole bunch of lava that way, which I feel a little bit more comfortable with. In any case, let's try and do this. Let's see. Alright, so we now have the super hyper nodes that we're able to do. Let's check one of these out. This used to not be a QED recipe. You used to be able to, I thought, just be able to craft it yourself. Oh, that's so sweet. Alright, so this guy right here, I don't even know where we should test it. It's pretty nuts. Yeah, let's set it right here, I guess. Look at that. So this is able to transfer 1 million RF. That's crazy. Crazy. The other ones only did 10,000, so this can do up to 1 million. Now, there is new wires in the game that make this guy not as impressive. This new one right here has an infinite pass-through, so that's like the most impressive. But the next level ones for theirs, I think, is 32,000 RF a tick. So this is a pretty big jump, and these guys, I guess they're not that expensive either. But still, this is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and definitely something that's super cool to pay attention to. Not many mods in the game have this. So we're going to be upgrading to this a bunch for a lot of things, for a lot of our nodes. But pretty cool. Just wanted to point that out. Next, let's try and do that whole watering can thing. I'm a little nervous about it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, we got our sword. Nice. So with this sword, what do? We take this sword, we put it in our crafting recipe, and if we take this, it's going to take away one of our hearts. See, you feel diminished, negative 10% health. That stinks. That stinks, but look at it didn't look like it took away one of our hearts. We still have our Tinker's heart, so I'm curious if that takes away just the one heart or if it takes away the Tinker's heart too. So that we'll have to find out. That or maybe they changed it in the config. Anyway, so now if we get our Bedrockium back out. All right, watering can, reinforced. Bam! Oh man. Oh man, so that is pretty crazy. We have 30 hearts. 30 hearts. So it gave exactly a 10% decrease in hearts. I lost not 1, but 3. That sucks so much. I lost 3 hearts. Oh, I hope this thing's going to be worth it. So as you remember, we had the normal watering can, which it helped a little bit. And it did, what is that, a 3x3 area? Okay, so cool. What does this guy do? This guy better be OP. Oh man! Look at that! Holy crap, it does a huge area. And from what I heard, this one can even be used in the autonomous activator. That's crazy. I'm able to completely regrow crops. How about on the sugar canes? Look at them grow. Look at them all grow. So this is a pretty awesome item. I do have to say, I do like it. But that's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. We did a lot of techie stuff today. It was almost kind of tutorial-ish, and I apologize for that. But I think it's important because Bedrockium, it's a very, very necessary material, and I wanted to make sure that you guys knew how to do it. Now, realize it took me over 8 times longer to actually do the whole thing, but hopefully I showed enough steps so that you guys are able to make such a BA, but 8 times like cobble compression farm in such few amount of blocks. It's awesome, and you can enjoy in the spoils too with these awesome Bedrockium tools, power transportation, barrels. It's some of the best items in the game. I do love it. Extra utilities is one of my favorite. So I hope you enjoyed. I also will have, I know people have been asking about it, the that whole AE2 press thing, the inscribers. I'm going to work on that video right now, right after I finish this, and it should be up within the next few days. Guaranteed, promise you, for Steve's Factory Manager with it. Because that's also the best way to do that, the most compact way. Steve's Factory Manager, while it may be a little bit boring, it is completely amazing, and there is no equal. So it's very cool. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up to help support the channel. It supports me so much. And, yeah, enjoy your weekend. And as always, peace out.